And I'm live. Hi, everybody. Hello, Turtle Power Cosplay. How we doing, guys? Oh my goodness. Let's go there. Hi, Jamie's here. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. I got hairs all over the place. I literally just took a shower maybe 45 minutes ago. Because you know me, last minute, always last minute. Hi everybody, I am so blessed to be back, to be here. Hey Josh, you're there. Team Batman's here. I love it. Oh my goodness. Hi everybody. Bryce is here and Sean and Devin filmmaker. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me. I can't tell you how hey Youssef and Bjorn, I love this. Thank you everybody. Matthew and Christina, hi my love, and Sanchez and Altranon Kaiju. Okay, so I am back, and oh my goodness, this year has been such a crazy ass year. I know it has been for all of us, and there's been so much change on the planet. There's been so much change personally. There's been so much transformation. Things that have broken apart, things that have come together. It's been a lot. And by nature, I tend to, hey John, hi everybody. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I'm gonna just touch this corner screen because I'm trying to figure out why my screen's doing what it's doing, but I guess it doesn't matter. Hi Carlos. All right, let's stick with train of thought. So part of my nature, and I've said this before, is that I am either an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert. I don't know which. I know that I am by nature, my astrology is I am a Cancer. And I tend to really be a homebody. And so a lot of times I have to be pulled out into the world. And once I'm there, I am really grateful and happy to be out in the world with everybody. But I also really do love my quiet time and my downtime. And it's funny because once I'm out, my husband always laughs because he's like, we can't get you out the door, but then we can't get you out of the party or out of the event or out of the wherever. So I don't know what I am, except that I definitely find that I am, I love hearing what you guys are up to. I am somebody who regenerates best in solitude. And, I've been thinking about you guys a lot. I had something come up the other day, just a couple days ago, where somebody commented on the last live stream that I did. And I went back and I started looking at the comments, and I was just so touched, incredibly touched, that you guys felt so connected to these Wake Up Wednesdays. And I thought, you know what, you need to go back out there and talk to all these beautiful people and connect with them again. And I love doing that. I do very, very much. There, now that's gone. And there's a part of me as an introvert that I'm like, I gotta go out and what do I want to say? What do I even have to say that's of any benefit? And I thought every single one of us have something to say that is of benefit. All of us. We're all in this experiment of life together, and we all bring very unique gifts and talents and gifts every single one of us. And for me to not acknowledge the connection that I have with you and the connection that you have with me is to cut us both off from something really potentially beautiful, because it connects us. And so I just wanted to talk about some of the things that have gone on. Your comments are hilarious. In the last few months, and part of why you haven't seen me, when you see me smiling big, it's because I'm reading some of your comments. Oh, thank you. So about 2 months ago, and I guess it's been 3 months since I've done one of these, we had a huge event happen in our family, and it really just sent us all out to the stratosphere. And I shared a little bit of it on Instagram because I asked for people's prayers and positive thoughts for my stepson who had a traumatic brain injury. And we thought and were told by the doctors that we were going to lose him, that there was nothing left in his brain that was going to make him him anymore, and that he was basically going to be trapped in a body, and that he wasn't going to be who he was or live the life who he was, and that there would be no quality of life. And that's incredibly traumatic news to get. And but it's the brain, the mysterious, magical brain that science doesn't really have its handle on. Like it's constantly learning new things about what the capacity for the brain is. What the plasticity of it. I know I recommended, I think last time, a video on YouTube by Jill Bolte Taylor, which was called My Stroke of Insight, and I've studied a lot. I am a huge fan of Dr. Joe Dispenza and the work that he does. I am so curious. I've been such a brain science geek for so long that when this happened to my stepson, my husband and I, and we've been on this journey together, felt like there's hope. There is hope here, and we're going to go in search of it. And what was really interesting was that there was very, very little support within the medical paradigm to have any hope. These are neuroscientists, and they know how to sort of put people, I think medicine is best at trauma, putting people back together, sewing people up, maybe putting in stents, doing things that are very technical. But what they don't seem to understand is the subtle. Part of the brain is consciousness. It's not just the neurochemistry of what's going on in there. There's also consciousness happening in there. And because of the things that Philip and I have been studying over the years, we were uniquely positioned to be two hopeful people in a system that isn't necessarily designed for hopefulness. And so we decided that we were going to just call in help from you guys are so brilliant. I'm reading your comments as I talk. Help from friends and family and strangers, and literally people all over planet Earth were praying and imagining and projecting and intending healing for my stepson. And it was fascinating because we started to see him, particularly after this one meditation, this coherence meditation that we did through our friends with Encephalon and Dr. Joe Dispenza. These are really dedicated, practiced meditators. And if you know anything about the power of intention and the way that you can focus on an outcome in a group and it shifts that outcome. And so very practiced meditators were focusing on my stepson's healing. And 2 days later, he came back to life in a very profound way. Now, prior to that, we had been stacking very little signs, tiny signs that we had seen along the way that when they were discussed with the neuroscientists and the team that was helping him were dismissed as just reflexes of the brain. And we just kept believing in the unseen, in the what if, in the power of consciousness and in the power of love, of when minds come together with a specific intention, the miraculous happens. And as a result of his tremendous recovery, and he's still recovering, he recently walked into Thanksgiving. He can walk now, and he is in the course of his recovery. And it will be a while before he is 100% back. We believe he will be 100% back. And there's great evidence out in the world and within neuroscience showing that. What's crazy to me is that it's like it's hidden. Like we had to go digging for this information, and there were things that were being shared with the team that they had never heard of or considered. And it really opened my mind in a new way. My mind was open, but it showed me in real time the power of positive focused thought, particularly when it's done in a group, for the incredible healing that can happen. As this is all going on in the course of the year, I mean, we've all seen the split in our world of people who are holding very different beliefs and in some ways opposing beliefs. And the breakdown of connection and communication within families and friends and systems, and we're watching people go by the wayside and change jobs, change careers, change their lives, have traumatic events happen that are kind of like exploding their universes. And we live in a time of great unknown and uncertainty, and like nothing is a sure bet or a done deal. Like, hi, what's your future look like? I have no idea. I have so many people around me, myself included, who are saying, I wonder what I want to do now. Like, who do I want to, in the face of everything that I have been through and of what's happening on planet Earth today, like, who am I? What am I doing? And what do I really want to be doing? I think it's why we're seeing so many people, why it's so difficult to get people in service jobs these days, because so many people had a break from them and went, wait, I think I want a different path for my life. And so I want to offer something. We are all, there is within neurochemistry and there is, or within quantum physics, there is this, what's the right word? concept called entanglement. And we are collectively, we come from the earth. We are literally made of stardust. We all have the same physical properties inside. We all share so many common things, just in terms of our chemistry and our biology, because we are human beings. We are literally entangled. And that is why prayers sent from Australia to San Diego is why, and focus together with other people is why, why my stepson was healed and so many people have been healed, or so many positive shifts happen. I have several people in my life right now who are going through major medical challenges, and every day I just imagine them with just this golden light pouring down on them and all this love, and seeing them as whole and complete and healthy. And we have the potential to come together to heal each other, heal ourselves, and heal this earth. And while that may sound lofty, and are you kidding me? Like, no. There's so many other things that have more power. There are diseases that have more power, or governments that have more power, or employers that have more power, or children, or spouses, or friends, or societies, or whatever it is, whatever story of disempowerment that we are running, whatever we're telling ourselves has a greater power than ourselves, who we are, is not true. We are incredibly powerful, powerful beings. And when we come together, focused in a positive way, we can literally change the course of life on this planet. I have no doubt. And in my own life, in my own small ways, I have seen this happen. And it is, when you watch somebody come back to life when it has been told that that is an impossibility, and the only thing that changed is that there were so many people focused on his healing. Well, the impossible became possible. And as somebody who has played a witch, I love the idea, and was always a huge Harry Potter fan, always somebody who loved the idea of magic, who was very much interested in the mysterious qualities of life. I believe that it is our ability to focus and navigate new avenues for ourselves, positive avenues for ourselves, is a kind of magic that we get to experience on the daily in our lives, and it happens in really small ways. And it just requires a couple of things. One is having openness to believe that that could be possible, and the other is not listening to our crazy brain. Eckhart Tolle talks about how, like, the thing that is hardest and most challenging, and really is kind of the disease on the planet, is our own mind chatter, and our minds that are limiting what we believe is possible, who we believe we can be. And because we're so used to just looking at, like, what's in front of me, what do I see that's tangible and here, that must be the reality and the truth of my life, when that is not true. That there is so much that flows into our lives when we move into a kind of flow, that the miraculous, it's like opening the door to the miraculous. It's opening the door to potential. It's opening the door to something bigger and greater than ourselves. And there's many words for it. It can be source, it could be God, it could be nature, it can be kindness, it can be love, it can, it's unity. There's so many different words for it, and they don't even matter. what matters is like what lights us up and what connects us. And I think that the more of us that can come together in like-mindedness to think well and to think positively about each other at a time of great division. Like when I see what's happening across the globe, when I see what's happening in Australia and New Zealand, and I see the ways that societies are breaking down, and I see the ways that people are suffering, and that people aren't feeling like they have power. They feel they have no control. They feel they have no autonomy. They feel they have no freedom. That is really important to claim your personal, my personal, our personal sovereignty and freedom to be who we choose to be and to live how we choose to live. And that comes from a positive focus of our thought and intention. Easier said than done, right? One of the things that I've been practicing, and I talk about it all the time, and I think we need to do it together sometime, is meditation. And meditation it has many forms. You don't have to do it with your eyes closed. You could do it when you're walking. It can be something you do when you're doing the dishes. It can be something when you're doing mundane things, when you can let your mind go. It's a time when I'm practicing meditation consistently, my life goes so much better. You know, my dear friend Tom Bergeron wrote a book years ago called I'm Hosting as Fast as I Can. And in it, he talks about when he was using meditation consistently and how well his life went, and when he wasn't, and how his life would just go off the rails. And anymore, I call it my antidepressant, because when I am meditating, I am feeling better. And that's a huge thing. And the other thing is just remembering to breathe. It's so simple. It's like, you know, when somebody's panicking and they're losing their shit and they're like, slow down, just calm down, take a deep breath, just breathe and relax. And of course, any kind of mindful practices always involves the breath, but it's so simple. It's like, I'm training myself that when I start to go into my head, when I start to get anxious, to slow that shit down. Take a deep, slow, long breath, hold it for a second and let it go. And that if I can do like a minute of that, if I can do 2 breaths, 3 breaths, 4 breaths, it just literally what it does is it oxygenates your frontal lobe and it cools it down. That and yawning. Yawning is another thing that works really well. If you're having trouble thinking, make yourself yawn 10 times in a row. It cools down your frontal lobe. It distracts it, and suddenly you have a little more freedom to think. There's so many very practical and yet really mystical things that you can do that really will change the course of your day, potentially the course of your life, and the course of other people's lives. It's because a group of like-minded people came together with the thought and the intention of healing and health and wholeness that my stepson is thriving, starting to really thrive and come back to life in a way that was not thought to be possible. And I just want to offer that to everybody, that there is the miraculous in the ordinary. There is the miraculous in the course of your day and my day and our day. And it just requires the opening of our eyes to find it, to see it, to perceive it. And often it's very subtle. And I would love it before I leave, because I'm going to go soon, because this is 25 minutes and it's a long time. Hey, bye, Jamie. Sending you so much love. Where are you guys today? In what part of the world are you? Just give me a shout out at where you are. Are you in the United States? Are you in Canada? Are you in Europe? Are you across the globe? There's Jamie. I know she's in Florida. Hi, sweetheart. Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I love it. Idaho, Indiana, Oh, in the UK. Yes, I love it. Tennessee. Sweden, North Carolina. Yeah, oh, Sweden. Let me say one last thing that I'm doing. I am doing Huga. And Huga, Texas, hello, Texas and Alabama. Huga is a practice that they do through all of the Nordic countries, which is in the wintertime during the solstice, and when it gets cold, to just slow down and do very comforting, warm, lovely things. Actually, I think we should talk about this next week, because I would love to share my practice of what I'm doing this month, the last month, as we close the year down, to just slow it down, take it easy, enjoy the season, and bring wellness and well-being into my life in a whole new way. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm probably going to do this at least a couple times this month. And I love you guys so very, very much. Please, if you've got things you want to talk about next week or the following week, just drop a comment below. Always, you never know when I'm going to pop in. So if you would like to, please subscribe to the channel, give it a like or not. It's all up to you. I'm good with whatever. I love you guys so much, and I will be talking to you very soon.